Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Last we left off, we finished up some odds and ends, and we made our way down the pits in Majula. I think the first thing we did is we went back to the Bastille, talked with Strayed, did some boss soul trades with him. I traded some boss souls for some weapons. I think we traded Mythas for her dagger, which I thought did regular poison, but it actually turns out it does toxic. So that's going to be fun to use. So we got Mythas. Actually, let me just bring up the inventory here. Mythas bent blade. Yep, coated with a potent poison, so that's toxic. Yeah, so that's going to be very, very useful for some of the bigger boss fights. So we got that. Traded the Smelter Demons for his weapon. Requires 40 strength to use. We need a few more to two-handed, but I just like it. Traded the Fexile Sentries for the Warped Sword. It's another curved sword I do want to try using, but again, boss weapons take Petrified Dragon Stones to upgrade, and I don't have a lot. I think I only have like 4. Okay. I mean, we can upgrade to like +2, but I'll hold off for now. So we traded Flexile for the Warp Sword. Trying to think what else we did. No, we did another one. We did the Ruined Sentinels for the Heavy Homing Soul Arrow. I think that was it, actually. Yeah, I think that was it. So that was 4 trades, plus the Dragon Rider Soul earlier. And after doing that, we talked to Strayed, and since we did 4 boss soul trades with him, he gave us his armor set. Yep, the black set, I think it's called. Hood, chest, gloves, and boots. Yep. But the hood's the one you really want, is the hood. Yeah, because it provides +2 to your intelligence and faith, as well as boosting your casting speed by a noticeable amount. So we got that stuff, and then after that we went back to the Forest of the Fallen Giants. Yep, the little salamanders den. Yeah, the den of the flame salamanders. Yeah, because the key to open the door is in Iron Key. We did grab that. It's the Iron Key, and the door is just before the last giant boss fight. Yeah, there's that one door to the left in the hallway down there. That is what the Iron Key opens, so, which tells us that that door is from the Iron Keep, and somehow it's in Vendrick's fort, which means he went to the keep at one time and looted it for his iron, probably. So, yep. And so we opened the door, and then we took on our flame salamanders. Probably, if not the worst, well, they're not the worst. The worst is in the DLC, but we'll get to that when we get to that. But so they're probably the second worst enemy in Dark Souls 2, in my opinion. Yeah, they're big. The way enemies track you in this game, they'll always face you, so you can't. So it's really difficult to get behind them, or at least to the side. So I'm pretty sure their head takes reduced damage, but. So hitting them on the side is preferable if you can, but they have really wide range tongue attacks. They have like this big sweeping back and forth flame breath that can hit you like multiple times, and it does a ton of fire damage. But the worst attack is their lunge. Yeah, it's meant to close the gap, but they'll do it point blank. Yeah, you'll be right in front of them, and they'll decide to, yep, I want to lunge. And so it's a pretty quick attack. It does launch from a pretty fair distance. You cannot block it. If you try to block it, you're going to get pancaked. And the hitbox is their whole body. So even if you do dodge it, if you clip their toe, you're still going to get hit by it. Yeah, so their little triple fire spewing fireball attack. God. So they're just the worst at over 3,000 HP too. On top of all that, so the only positive is that they're really weak to thrust. So our spears were doing pretty well against them, all things considered. But yep, so we did our best against salamanders. We did die to one of them. I expected to die to them. I always expect to die to them. They're just that terrible. Luckily, it's the only place, I think it's the only place they're at. So, I mean, there's one other place in the DLC, but luckily we don't have to deal with them for a while. So, they do drop some pretty powerful pyromancies if you do want to go down there and farm them for some reason. I think they could drop, I think the fire orb, great fire orb. They could drop some pretty powerful pyromancies, but again, they're very powerful, very dangerous. It may not be worth it, at least not right now, anyway. But so yeah, we clear that area out of the salamanders. Grab the old Iron Key, which is used to access the DLC in the Iron Keep. The Rebel Great Shield, which mentions Raimi, or how you want to pronounce his name. I think it's Raimi. I'm going to call him Raimi from now on. Yeah, very good elemental resistance shield. Pretty bad physical, or okay physical, but very good elemental resistances. So, trying to remember what else was there. There's the Flame Court Ring +1. I think there's maybe like a life gem or two. Yes, there's some solid stuff down there. Yeah. So we did clear it out. So we get all the loot, and then after that, I think we went to talk with Laddersmith Gilligan, bought his ladders to descend the pit. Talked with him after buying the ladders. If you buy, I think at least the 12,000 one, he'll give you his Melu Scimitar. The Melu Scimitar, which is, it's a scimitar. I mean, flashy, but we have better options. So we did that, and then we made our way down into the pit. Yeah, just kind of used a silver cat ring, unequipped everything because fall damage is tied to equip load, or at least a part of the fall damage is tied to equip load. So the higher your equip load, the more fall damage you'll take, or I'm not 100% sure on the actual mechanics, but I just know the heavier your equip load, the more damage you take. So if you're going to fall long distances, just disrobe. Yeah, just unequip everything. So we made our way down using the Silver Cat Ring. Eventually we did use fall control. I did remember I had it. So it is very useful going down. So we just kind of dropped down to gather some of the items. I think this is a Pharaoh's Lockstone, I think a soul item, I think a Radiant Gem. And then we made our way to the starting point of the Grave of Saints. Yep, Grave of Saints. Yes, Grave of Saints is not a very big area, so we ran through it pretty quickly, I'll say. The main enemies there are the rats. If you are online, you could get drawn into a rat servants player world, and it's mainly a PvP covenant, similar to the Forest Guardians, but instead of invading the player's world, the player gets drawn into your world, or vice versa, if you're not in the covenant. Yeah, so again, the main enemies are the rats. There are various Pharaoh's Lockstone contraptions. Two of them are really worth it to lower the bridge in order to get to a hex. I think it's the Whispers of the Spare hex, which reduces enemy defenses, so it could come in handy. Yeah, so that's the only Pharaoh's contraption we did. The rest are just traps for players that you get drawn into the Rat Covenant servants world for the PvP stuff. Yeah, so we just kind of pressed forward up a ladder, and then we got invaded by Roy the Explorer. Yep. He's not too hard. He is wearing the transparent Horus armor. He does have the Ring of the Conqueror and Ring of the Vanquisher rings. The two rings you get if you beat Dark Souls 2 without dying or without resting. So, yeah, good luck. Good luck getting those if you ever want to try it. Yeah, but he wasn't too hard. I think we used combustion pyromancy to finish him off. So, so he's not too bad. I know he has a crossbow, and I think he has a whip. It might be a whip or a curved sword of some sort. I'm not 100% sure. The moveset, I think, is a whip moveset, but I could be wrong. Yeah, so we dealt with him, hit the bonfire outside the boss arena, and then we went and fought the Royal Rat Vanguard. Yeah, a whole bunch of rats. Yeah, you enter the boss arena, a whole bunch of rats drop in. The boss won't show up until you kill so many rats. I think it's like 6 or 8. So after killing them, Vanguard drops in. You can tell he's there by his mohawk on his back, but he's not very strong. I think Flame Swath took over half his health, so it just shows you how strong he is. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Had to clear my throat. So yeah, Royal Vanguard. The main things with the Vanguard is just the sheer number of rats that are in the arena. The fact that they can petrify you, which is an instant death in this game. And there's various statues lining the arena that can block swings, weapon swings. So yeah, those are the main issues with that fight, or things to watch out for anyway. So, yep. But we beat him up, got his soul. We encountered the Rat King, joined his covenant, got the Rat Crest Ring, which boosts poison build-up on weapons. Yep. Then we dropped it down, or went past him, dropped down, and made our way down further into the pit. Yep. There's kind of a few drop downs. I think it was another Pharos Lockstone I think we grabbed on the way down. And then we jumped for the Disc Chime. Yeah, it's a shield that allows you to use Miracle and Hexes. Although it's okay, I guess. Pretty slow relative casting speed, but it does boost miracle damage by it does boost miracle damage by like 3%, like 3. So it's something. It's kind of offset the slow casting, but I don't know if we'll use it. We'll see. So we grabbed the Disc Chime. I think we went our way back up to drop down again. Attempted to get the Crystal Lizard. I didn't get him. I did get him between episodes. He drops a shard, large shard, and a dark fire? He drops one of these, a dark nightstone. So that infuses your weapon with dark. So hopped across the broken bridge, grabbed the Ash Knuckle Ring, boosting petrification, dropped down, undead citizens, grabbed the Great Heal Miracle, and then we took on a CN Knight. CN Knights are pretty easy. So took care of him, looted the Sublime Bone Dust, which I think I did not burn yet. I think I forgot to do it. Where is it? Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, I forgot to do it. So, oh well. So we looted that, continued dropping down, grabbed the Token of Spite, as well as an effigy and I think another life gem. Yep. And then we made our way here. Yep. Dropped down above us. I think we made. I think it was up there. I think up there. Yep. Dropped. I think we dropped down over there. Made our way to the bonfire here, and I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I think we went back to Majula real quick, but I think that was the last thing we did. Yeah, lit the bonfire here in the gutter. Yep. A lot of stuff. There was a lot of stuff last episode. Yep. And between episodes, I went and grabbed. Again, I defeated that Crystal Lizard on the way down here for the Titanite Shard, Large Shard, Dark Knight Stone. Went back to the Belfry Soul to continue farming that one Red Phantom. up the Bellkeeper Covenant. So we are now ranked 2 in that Covenant. That required like 30 of his killing that Red Phantom 30 times. So I have like at least a 70 more. So yeah, it's going to be a while, but I am making progress. So yeah, just kind of farmed him for the rank up. I went back to Titchy Grin and grabbed the Delicate String ring, because I am going to use that to at least try and draw in the Forlorn. But the next Forlorn spawn should be in Black Gulch. So yeah, I think the next spawning point's down there. So probably next episode. But, yeah. And I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, just farming Bellkeeper Covenant rank and buying a ring. I also upgraded some armors, like the Jester gloves here I did upgrade. I think that was it, actually. Yeah, I think that was it. And today, we're taking on the Gutter. Yeah. This game's version of Blighttown. Yeah, a whole bunch of scaffolding and this dark underground-ish, dark underground area. Poison statue spitting stuff, so yeah. Like Blighttown, rough area, but there's some good stuff in here. Yeah. I know there's the Oris armor set, the not transparent ones in here. I think there's a Haid Knight in here that drops the Haid Knight, the Haid's iron helmet, or I think is what it's called. Pretty cool looking helmet. There's another invader in here. I think it's Melinda the Butcher. I think it's what she's called. I think there's another mimic in here. If we light all the sconces, there's another NPC invader lower down. That requires us to light all the sconces, so I'm going to have to keep my eye out for that. At least try to remember where they're all at. Those are like the main stuff. There's probably some other odds and ends in here, but those are the main things that I remember. Yep. Yeah. Black Gulch. And our equipment for today, at least starting out, again, this will change depending on the situation. Fire Longsword +6. Yeah, so I think the main enemy here are just regular hollows, some giant dogs, but yeah, Fire Longsword should be good enough. If I have to, I will change over to my spears if I have to, but stick with the Fire Longsword. Pyromancy Flame for combustion, mainly for the bigger enemies like, again, the dogs, the invaders, probably pretty good against them. I have my whip here because I'm going to be using this destroying the poison spitting statues. So whenever you see one of those, we're going to use the whip. I don't care if the whip breaks, as long as it breaks the statues, we're good. So that's why I got it. It gives me good range, so I can hit them without getting spit on. Yeah, so that's the plan, using this to break those statues. Dragon Parma +3. I should probably upgrade this, but we'll be using the torch most of the time, so this is probably going to be mute. But I had the Watchtower Parma again just for the drop rate. I have my Sorcerer Staff, because I am using Fall Control for any drop downs, and I do have Cast Light in case I need it, but hopefully I won't have to use it too much. Probably when I have to do drop downs, but yeah, so I just have it there just in case, just for the utility spells. And my armor set, got my little rugged wanderer, I would say, I'll call it. Yeah, I got the Desert Sorceress Hood. I should probably upgrade this to +6 as well. My Hexer Robes, just kind of looks kind of cool. I like it. Though it does take Twinkling Tie Night to upgrade, so I'm going to hold off on that. My Jester Gloves for the souls, and the Forlorn Leggings, just because it looks cool with this get-up. Yeah, it's kind of dark here, so you can't quite see it, but I do like this little get-up. Rings are Stone Ring, Ring of Blades, although Ring of Blades isn't going to be that helpful with the infused weapons. Clear Stone Ring and Silver Serpent Ring. You have cast speed, so you have fast combustions and more souls. I really want the Ring of Blades? I mean, it's... we'll get the Evil Eye just for some health regen. Because Ring of Blades only gives you half its value with the infused weapon, so it's not quite as good. If it wasn't infused, it'd be a good choice, but... Restocked on some life gems, flask. Here are my stats. Should be the same from last episode. Yeah. Alright. And 2 copies of Combustion, Fall Control, and Cast Lights. So, alright. Shall we get this show on the road? Oh, I also dropped down there to grab the item that we saw from up there. That is a way back to this bonfire, so I didn't go any further than that. I don't quite remember what it was, but it wasn't too bad, or too important. So, alright. Yeah, this place is dark, so make sure you be sure to stay up on your torches just for this. And that's why we got the whip, just to break these statues. Two dung pies, sure. Alright, let's go. Yep. That's gonna happen pretty often. Before it's gonna give out, and you're just gonna get dropped down to a lower area. Some of these walls you can break, some of them you can't. Yeah, but expect that to happen. Yeah. They jump across. We could always warp back, but... Don't be surprised if when enemies drop items, it falls through the floor. I would say the collision for dropped items and scaffolding like this is pretty hit or miss. So sometimes they'll fall through the floor. So yeah, just warning you now, just in case. Like the sconces. We can go up. You see like a little muck running on the wall. Just be sure to light all the sconces as you go, so you don't forget. Just kind of manual aim. Good. And this is a forgotten door. Yeah. It's locked. Yeah. The key to this is in Black Gulch, the next level down, past the gutter. So we'll get the key for this, but there's at least 3 of these doors. So we'll come back for this once we have the key. Yeah, we could just, sprint off. See a item there. There's a one of the giant dogs. Those are probably going to be your main enemies, or I would say the more dangerous enemies in the area. Those giant dogs, but it shouldn't be too bad. I say that now, but there's not a lot of them, so I don't quite remember. Just checking down below. Someone fell. I was thinking of using my spear at first, just so, you know, just because it's a thrust, so you don't have to worry about ricocheting off the walls. With my fire longsword. Dark pyromancy flame and rotten pine resin. A different type of pyromancy flame. A flame catalyst used by pyromancers. Pyromancers rouse this flame to produce various fire arts. The flame rewards those with a thirst for power. The more hollowed one is, the stronger its effect. Yeah, it scales with hollowing. Yeah. So basically, the more raisin you look, the stronger that one is. Alright. These things, do not roll into them. Do not attack them with your weapon at close range, because they will spew corrosive acid, which will degrade your equipment. That's pretty loud, but yeah, it's all the stuff that came out. Corrosive acid. Doggo. How much health do you have? I remember you having a decent amount. Ooh. Yeah, that was... You see its little bite. That little bite attack is so awkward on them because it like unhinges their whole like jaw. It's just weird. Just gonna clear out the rest of this room. Thought I attacked. So there are some more enemies here. I think there's some invisible hollows down here, but they're kind of hard to find unless you like walk into them. But yeah, I know there's some down here. It's just, again, they're really hard to find. Alright, so let's go up. Acids. So we're across here. Cool. You can see it makes sconces out of those poison-spitting statues. Let's go up. Always gotta clear out these little things. Ah, just trying to go. We have a soldier. I should be able to hit these through a wall. But... the whip is very useful for this part. Oh, and you can backstab with whips, if I can pull it off, which I cannot, which is fine. You can backstab with whips, so... Yep, I got it. I heard it. sconce right there we have to go grab. Oop, I forgot about that. Yep. Luckily we just fall back down here, so that's fine. Yep, all these little drop downs. And it's nothing too bad. I mean, they could have killed us, but luckily we had health. Right. So we're back up here. Some silky stone. Ooh, a twinkling titanite. Nice. With silky effigy. Fragrant branch of yore. Thank God. Yes, definitely want to make sure we have a few of those on hand. Right. Let's just be a regular hop down. Yep. Thank you. More torch time. It's always welcome. So your torch has infinite durability, so just swing at it. Here's one. There's a torch hollow. See the shadow. It's an invisible hollow right here. Smooth silky stone. I knew there was some down here. There might be more, so I just gotta keep an eye out for shadows. I think that's death, if I'm not mistaken. I think we can drop down to there. That staggered him. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. Good. Trying to think. Let's go. Go up. I think up leads to. I don't think you're trapped, but we're going to assume otherwise. Black fire bombs, okay. Is that the only thing up here? That's what it looks like. Alright. See how they're huddling by the sconce. Yep. Trying to get to the last bit of light down here. Can't break the sconce, so swing it with abandon. Ow. Yeah, so you guys hurt because your weapons are infused with dark. Should have taken care of him first, but oh well. Yeah, the torch hollows can drop more torch for you. Okay, so you can climb ladders. I wasn't sure. I was spamming X just in case he dropped something. Let's try and get a look at our surroundings. Can't really see much, but there we go. I mean, if you guys want to come up here, I'm not going to stop you. You can drop torches for me, so... Another torch, thank you. More torch? More torch, yes. It's 5 extra minutes per torch, so we'll take what we can get. Thank you. Another 10 minutes, don't mind if I do. Alright. Dark sword infused guy. Don't worry, the bridges don't fall down. Even if you do hit them, they're not going to fall. Yep, that was a breakaway. So I think this is another breakaway right here. Like this. Yep, that's what I thought. It was another breakaway. I think there's a big dog down there as well. Yeah. This item fell down all the way through. Yep, now it's gone. Yeah, that's what happens every now and then. Okay, so we'll go down there eventually, because I think there's a bonfire down there, or at least an access to one. You want to come across... Hello, bugs. Yep, they spew a corrosive acid. So definitely don't want to be too close to them when they're like that. Luckily, it doesn't seem to be too much, but don't want. Yes, you can use your parry to bust open these pots. Chest, I think you're trapped. Okay, you're not. Never mind. I thought you were. The Wicked Eye Great Shield, huh? Wicked Eye Great Shield. Great Shield with unsettling design, covered in the prints of countless hands. The true origin of this shield is unknown. No amount of polishing can clear its face of the mysterious handprints. Absorb HP. HP absorb, yep. I think this was the shield. There was another FromSoft shield design contest. I think this was one of their shields chosen. Yeah, it's a really cool looking shield. Yeah. The HP absorbing effect probably stacks with the Ring of the Evil Eye, so you can get some pretty good HP regen out of that. But I think it's an okay. It's an okay. Not 100% physical, which is a downside, but the HP absorbed or HP absorb is probably a good boon. So. So we did that. So now we can drop down. I think, or we could actually drop down over there. Let's see what's... Need more lights. Alright, it'll lead us eventually to the same place, so... But we're gonna go this way. Alright. That was a pretty quick attack. Yeah. Yep, he attacked pretty quickly. Okay, so we got hit even though we didn't stagger because we were in a hyper armor animation. Some more fire bombs. Alright, so we do want to go through there. Sconce to light. Go. Just use fire bombs to break them at a distance. I think we should be good. More for good measure. Alright. I think we're good. Use a flame butterfly. Yeah, there. Alright, cool. Yeah, you definitely want to break some of these before you jump across because they can stagger you mid-jump and you'll fall to your death. Now we just have to hop across. Hopefully we don't perish to our deaths. Perfect, cool. Sconce. Are you an actual corpse? Yes, you are. Cool. There we go. If any one of these you could break, I think it's, yeah. Over here is our bonfire. Yay! Bonfire. We're not going to rest because we don't want to respawn the enemies. These are the ladders down, but we're not going to take them just yet. We have to actually go back because there's some more sconces we missed. There we go. Poison throwing knife, yes, we love those. Give us more, please. Alright, just be careful where you step. Dump eyes, sure. Go through here. And this will lead us over here. Oh, hello. God, I thought I rolled it in time, but nope. The actual hitbox explosion comes out a bit later. Once they actually hit the ground is when it happens. Dark Souls 2, thank you. But luckily we're not very far from where we were, so... Alright. Shall we try this again? Dark Souls 2, yeah. Really clear them out. Oh, really? Clear out some of them. Oh, wow, you actually weren't that strong. I could have done that. Down. Alright. Alright, so we got our souls, that's fine. Nice. 20 poison arrows. Definitely going to be using those. This thing is not hostile. It won't attack you or won't do anything like that. The Misted Spewing is a corrosive acid, but it does restore health. I think it restores health. I know it cures poison, but yeah, but it does corrode your equipment, so yeah, just be careful. Yeah, she's not hostile. She won't attack you or anything. She'll just kind of be here. Yeah. Cool looking model, but poison moss, poison moss. I don't think you attack anything. You got a lot of health, that's for sure. And she drops poison moss. Yeah, that's all you get. Poison moss and I think like 1,000 souls. So not really worth it. Just best to leave her alone. It's like there's no point. I watch your step. I can't believe I did that. Well, I was kind of expecting to fall at least at one point. But, man. I don't know, whatever. Let's go get our souls and come back. This. Just we have our light out a bit longer. Hurt. Let's go grab this without falling down. Thank you. Alright, so again, these ladders will take us down to the bottom towards Black Gulch. But before we do that, we're going to go back to the beginning because we want to. There's some sconces we missed. There's a whole other section we missed, so you can see. Hard to see, but yeah. We can go back to the beginning and not fall down that time. Nope. All right. So let's become human again. Because again, there is an NPC invader here, so we just want to make sure they invade. So. Across the bridge, stick to the right to avoid the drop down. have a sconce. A whole bunch of these. Throwing knife, we'll take it. Now there's this whole other section that we have to go through. Come on. I'm not going to deal with you over there, so you're going to come over here. Thank you. And you can see one hanging up on there. Yep, they strung him up. There's the way back. So we can drop there, make our way back. That looks like a hand. You have your fingers there and your thumb down there. It looks like it's a hand coming out of the wall. Pretty cool. Yeah, I know your game. I know you're gonna spit at me. Alright, I think when we drop down, the invader will spawn. There's also little tar pits containing little monsters. You can actually see them right there. Just get a glimpse of it. Yeah, little tar monsters. Those things can drop chunks. Yeah, they can drop chunks. It is uncommon, well, rare anyway, but yeah, they have a chance. So they're going to be our source for Titanite chunks once we get down to Black Gulch. There's quite a number of them down there. So, yeah. All right. And those little tar pits, you can set them on fire. They do burn for a long time, so just be careful if you do that. But I know they are pretty weak to fire, so they do have a pretty nasty grab attack too, so just be careful about that. Like the sconce. Them come to us. Soldier. He will pop out, but again, you can just see the tip of him, so. Get away from the tar pit. Yeah, very weak to fire. And a chunk, just like I said. And they do respawn, so we can do the Covenant of Champions to get them infinitely respawning and just kind of farm them with combustions. And that should be good to go. Yep, we can go that way. Do want to go up there eventually, because that chest, I think that chest that contains the Horus armor set. So we do definitely want to go there. Yeah, but this will lead us back to the bonfire. I think we will eventually take, because there's a sconce over there. We'll do it now, because it'll take us back to the bonfire. We'll get back here pretty quickly, so we'll do that. And just hop down. This is how you get to this item over here. And you just back to the bonfire. Alright, so now we're just going to quickly run back. So, see you in a bit. here we go. Here we go. So now we're just gonna go across. Yep. That chest right there is a mimic. You can tell by, well, we're kind of far from it, but the glaring thing is the, oh, what's it called? The little, the lid, well, not really the lid, but whatever. The cover is not quite attached, but I don't know what I'm saying anymore. But it has a little latch on the front, so that's how you tell it's a mimic. You can also kind of see its teeth a little bit. So, yeah, big old mimic in a tiny room. Good luck. But we will fight them. But it's going to be kind of tricky getting to it because we have to do like a little roll. But all right, here's some more undead citizens. The undead citizens are the ones that do the belly flop. So. There he is. Okay, we took care of him. There's one more. Go. Okay. Kind of a dangerous little room. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. I threw a firebomb at him and he died like that. that. Okay. Light the sconce. Go up this ladder. This should take us to the metal chest we saw. This also should get us down into there. Don't forget to light sconces. Light all the sconces again, just for the little invader. I think when we cross over here is when we get invaded, so just be ready. And jump. Do an actual jump. Don't roll. I thought rolling would work, but nope. You gotta jump. Let me just check. Just looking for any shit. Ah, that spooked me. Just checking for shadows. Yep, just checking for shadows. Alright, so let's go. Actual jump. There we go. There we go. NPC invader, he's up there. Melinda the Butcher. Yep. A reference to, what's her name? The Butcher NPC at the base of Blighttown. As well as Demon Souls. Yep. So it's a running thing in FromSoft games. Loot the chest. Oh, it's a ring of soul protection. Oh. I don't think NPC is gonna wait till we cross back over. Nullifies death and petrification for breaks. Ivy Roan, Sage of Lindent. Great protective power will protect you from any loss upon death or petrification. But after its power is spent, the ring will break. Alright. So I'm guessing petrification does something, but I don't remember because I try not to get petrified, so I don't quite remember what it does. Alright. So we're going to have to drop down and deal with this invader. Alright, let's go. Come on, I know you're gonna path now, path. Not bad. I knew you were going to follow it up, but it didn't quite come out. Ah, alright. I was afraid I was not going to make it, but... You don't have another flask, do you? Just a bit slow. There we go. Linda the Butcher. An effigy. Okay, kind of creepy. My little face there. Looks like it had like a little evil smile to it. Alright. So there is another thing we're missing. There is a zip line we have to go find now. I don't quite remember where it is. It's probably that right there. Yeah, it's probably that. Yeah. So we have to go to that in order to get to other stuff. We have to get the mimic first. Mimic first. Forgot about the mimic. All right. So. All right. So, I think you just have to sprint off. Yeah. All right. So now we're in the room with the mimic. Yeah, you can actually see the latch and all that. So we are going to use a well, we'll miss, but use that. Grab the items. Lightning wing spear. Ooh, a lightning wing spear. You don't say. And dark armor. Nice. So now, wake up. And stay close again for the grab. And just combust. Alright, so we got another lightning wing spear, which means I can actually take one of my other spears and infuse it with something else. Nice. Nice. I like it. I like it. Alright. Alright, so... Alright, so let's go... We have, okay, so it's up there, which means we need to find a way up there. This is always the part I don't quite remember how to get to. So it's going to be an adventure. Yeah, an adventure. All right, let us head back to the bonfire. Might as well just use a homeward bone at this point. Yeah, just open the bone. Alright. We gotta find... There's a zip line. There's the Oris armor set. There's the Haid Knight helmet. I think it's down here. I gotta find this stuff. Alright, so let's, adventure time. Throwing knife, don't mind if I do. Do you think we can make this jump? Good, so I didn't have to deal with that little dog. Yeah. Nice, let's just press forward like normal. Yeah, there's a whole bunch we're missing. That's why I take care of these. down. Oh, forgot about you. So we're just searching for this other thing. Where could you be? Basically looking for a ladder that goes up. That's pretty much what we're looking for. I think it's over here somewhere. Ow. Ow. Stop it. And that's why I don't run past enemies all that much in Dark Souls 2. It's up there. I think it's out. I think it's right here. Ow. Crap. I'll get overwhelmed here in a moment. Hit by him. That's how soon as hitboxes. Yeah. This is why I don't run past enemies. Yeah, that's why we don't run past enemies. Nope. Right. I think this is, yeah, it's this right here. It's hard to see, but it's right here. Yeah, the place I thought was death is not. This is it. Where's this? Yeah, it's probably this. Yep. Yep, this is it. Alright. I knew there's another thing I was missing, but this is it right here. Yep, hiding stuff from you. You just gotta backtrack, take chances. Alright, so this should lead us all the way up. This should lead us to the little zip line and take us to the other section we haven't been to yet. Tattered cloth set. Yep, that's where you get the full set here instead of farming for the dark stalkers. And just grab it here. Yep. Here's the Hay Knight with his special helmets. I heard ya. Yep, hanging from the thing. We'll deal with you in a moment because we want this. Don't think you're trapped, but you should be the Ors set. There we go. Helm of Ors, armor, gauntlets, and greaves. Yep. This is the non-transparent one. I think it's right here. Yep. Significantly better, but pretty heavy. Yep. Yes, the same. It gets kind of dark in here, so it's hard to see, but yeah, we might rock it sometime. But this is how you get the non-transparent ones in this chest. So, all right, Hay Knight, I need your helmets. I think you have a spear, which makes you kind of sucky. will you cooperate? Hold on. I don't want any hollows interfering with our fight. I get a spear. Oh, yeah. Look how fast he attacks. It's nuts. One more should do. There we go. And he's guaranteed to drop his iron mask and the lance. Even though he's using a spear, he drops the lance. Yes, Dark Souls logic. Yep. Should be right here. Yep. Hade Lance. Lance originating in Hades. Special alloy makes it very durable. Yep. Composition of the alloy of these lances remain a mystery. But in Drangelic, the attempt to imitate it resulted in the similar branded steel. Lances are normally wielded by mounted knights, and it takes considerable training to handle one on the ground. It's a fancy looking spear, basically. You know, it's a lance. They call it a lance, but it looks more like a spear or a pommel. Yeah, I think it's the pommel. What's it called? The Romans, they had a throwing spear. I don't quite remember what it's called, but I think it's the pommel. Yeah, this is what it looks like. At least to me, that's what it looks like. Yeah, the Roman soldiers would chuck these spears at their enemies, and they're designed such a way that once they hit the ground or impact something, the tip bends so you can't throw it back. So, a very, very interesting weapon. But that's what it reminds me of. We also got there your iron mask. Not as quite as good as the Great Helm, but very stylish. Yep. Also got its actual physic pommel on top, or plume. I mean. Yep. Iron mask worn by Hade Knights. Whether Hade refers to the kingdom. Alright, so it's the same as the Great Helm. So, very cool helmet, very cool. Alright. I'm gonna light my torch again, and we'll continue on. We should be about done with the black gold. I mean, not black gold, the gutter. And all we have left is really just the way down to the gulch. That's all we have left, or at least we should have left anyway. I was gonna take a few trips down because there's quite a number of drop downs and items to grab, as well as sconces to light. So. Very long ladder. Another flask shard, we'll take it. No, we don't want to climb up, we want pick up item. Proud Knight. That's probably dead. Bandit Great Axe. These guys look like they drop down. Alright. Bandit Great Axe. I think that was the Great Axe that the butcher was wielding, Melinda. Let's double check. Oh, okay, no, it wasn't. She was using something else. Great Axe of Bandits of Frozen Outskirts, very sturdily built for the armament of a bandit. same as the regular axe, but yeah. It does look like a great axe, but it is classed as one. Looks more like the Garum axe, really. Now that's a great axe. But oh, they pathed their way up. Alright, let's take the zip line. Don't forget this one. This should drop us down right here where a bunch of bodies are at. Cool. I don't think we can break any of these. Alright. Yeah. All that's left now is just to go back to that bonfire and make our way down. Yep. Now comes the descent into the Black Gulch. Yep. There should be like 1 or 2 more sconces to light, and then I will get the NPC to spawn at the bottom towards Black Gulch. Trying to get a good vantage point. Yeah, looks very different once you light it all up. Looks very cool. I like that. Definitely had something going with the lighting effects. Is that an item I see right there? Or is that a fire? I hope that's just a... No, it looks like an item. What? What did I forget? Hold on, hold on. Seems like it was an item, but I don't see it. Alright, whatever. Let's go back. As long as I lit all the sconces, I don't care. Alright, let's go down. Hopefully I didn't miss an item. I don't think I did. Wouldn't be surprised if I did, though. Yeah, because there's a lot of twists and turns and drop downs and all that stuff. I think I got everything. I just gotta pick which ladder to go down first. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Basically. We're gonna go down all. Some of them have items, some of them have, yeah, you can see items there, some of them have sconces. So let us, it came from here. Let's do this one first. that one's a dead drop. That's fine. That has a sconce on it, so we definitely want that one. So another sconce over there. Alright, so we'll want to attack this guy. Like this one. Okay, so that's the bottom right there. Yeah, where that guy is, that's the bottom. So we can just... we might be able to make this jump. Perfect. Hello? We triggered someone. Alright, I don't think you're trapped, but... great club. Big old bonk stick. Can never go wrong with a big old bonk stick. Yep. A giant wooden club made from the branch of a towering tree, designed to smash foes, simple but terribly effective against common shields. Yeah, I don't think you can block against the heavy attack on this thing, particularly if you two-hand it. But oof, yeah, big bonk, big bonk. All right. No, we're gonna cast light first. Let's fall control. Can we do fall control at the same time? Good. Just clear out the enemies down here. Ow. These guys, their swords infused with dark. Do not underestimate how powerful they are. They can kill you really, really quickly. 20 life gems. Ooh. Just gonna destroy these while we're here. My ears. Ow. Sorry. That was loud. Dark fog and a torch. Dark fog just causes poison. There's a sconce on the very bottom, so we'll light that last. That leads us back up to the chest. Alright, this will lead us to this one. Right. This one will lead us... trying to get back up to the top without fast traveling so we don't warp. Alright, so that ladder is death, so we don't want that one. Another sconce. There's another sconce there. There's another one here. Alright. There's an item over there, so we're going to try and jump to it. And not jump at all. Well, gravity, leading cause of death in all Souls games. I don't know, it's probably a bad spot to jump to it, but I thought I could do it. Alright. Alright, so... at least we have a general idea that most ladders will lead us to where we want to go. So I think we did this one first. So, we could take this one, but that ladder looks like it's broken. Yeah. It doesn't go very far past that. Well, we could double check, but... yeah, it doesn't go very far. Yeah, so that's where we were. So we want one of those two. Okay, so we want that one. Alright. Hello, Mr. Swordman. Ow. Broken straight sword, even though it does a ton of damage. I think we want this one. Yes, okay. Oh, there's Mr. Explodey. Okay, I was wondering where you were at. He was the one who exploded earlier. Yeah, we heard him. There we go. Let's go back up. So, yeah, there's items over there. That's what we want. Trying to figure out which one we want to take down to get to it. Maybe this one. Okay, yeah, this one. I think this one's just a drop. Rotten pine resin. Now we just, nothing in that pot, so it's not worth it. Oh, we actually can't get up from there. We'll jump across to that. Plunge attacks, we don't roll. Alright, just alright. Trap. Go. Kind of slow, but we're out of range, so. Ow, I thought we were out of range, but. There we go. Use the whip to our advantage. Throwing knives. We'll take all the throwing knives you can give us. So we're going to need them in the gulch, that's for sure. Alright, so let's go up. Did I go up this one or a different one? I think it's this one. No, it was a different one. Yeah. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of drop downs. I gotta make sure we get all the sconces again for the NPC invader. I think this one. There we go. Grab our souls. So, we want to come down this ladder, light this sconce, drop down to that one, and to that one. Okay. We have a game plan. So, this statue right there. Good. Got it. just to make sure they spawn. I don't think you have to be human for them to spawn, but I'd rather just be sure. Lights. 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 This, if I hope we got them all. Let's see what happens. There we go. Gutter Denizen. Yep, so we got them all. That's the NPC who invades. Ow. Alright, so you're a spellcaster, huh? Clipped. That's fine. Should not be anywhere near that when she does that. Oh, I didn't have any stamina. That's what I was looking for. Gutter Denizen has been vanquished. Effigy from Invasion, and she drops Black Witch Veil, robe, gloves, and trouser. I was afraid we were going to miss a sconce, but luckily we did not. Luckily we did not. Yeah. Yeah. The real prize for that invader is the veil here. Yep. Veil worn by Zulia the Witch, seducer of Alva the Wayfarer, boosts excellent magic defense. Yep. When Zulia learned of Alva's dedication, she used all manner of tricks and deceit to ruin him, but in the end, she would spend her life with him, supporting his endeavors. The Witch has a limiting, okay, same as the Domino Mask, but this veil grants curse immunity. Yep. You see 1,000. If your resistance goes to 1,000 like that, you're immune to the effect. So while we have this veil on, we cannot be cursed. We cannot be affected by it. We cannot get its effect. Yep. So very good against the Nishandra fight. Yeah, because Nishandra uses a lot of curse. So we're gonna be wearing this against her for sure, or any other place that has curse jars or any curse effects. Mm-hmm. So that's the real prize for that denizen, is this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just the 1,000 cursed resistance. Jeez. But we also got her robes. Yep. Excellent magic defense. Yes. When Zulu the Witch learned tricks for the endeavor, the witch, as unloving as she was, finally found illumination through her blighted existence. Yep. Yeah, I really do like this dress. Yep, the open back. I like the little sleeves, that little like flower type pattern on the sleeves. Well, the petals kind of look like petals. Mm-hmm. Yeah, these have actual, I think, nails to them. If I can get a good angle on it. Yeah, you can see that thumb there. It's an actual, fingernails. It should just be just shoes. Yeah, they're basically just shoes. Alright. back. Alright. That's everything in the gutter. I'm actually surprised I've managed to get everything. I tend to forget something, but not this time. So again, the gutter denizen only invades if you lit all the sconces in the gutter. Yep. So now that we're done with the gutter, we can just press forward, grab another fragrant branch of yore. Ooh, lovely. And we have a bunch of butterflies. Sconce. Yep. Covered in that green stuff. Pitch black of the gulch. There we are, the Black Gulch. Not very dark. Yeah, it's like luminescent moths almost. A whole bunch of tar pits, a whole bunch of these little statues, so we're going to be making our way through here very slowly next episode. Yeah. There's a little secret kind of drop down in here that we got to make sure we get. There's a petrified traveler that blocks access to the bonfire at the other end of this area. There's one right here, but there's another one at the other end, so make sure you have at least one fragrant branch. We did pick 2 up on the way here, so should be okay. But, yep. And again, the secret drop down will lead us to another forgotten door, or lost door, or whatever. I think it's Forgotten Doors. It'll lead us to Dark Diver Grandel, another NPC Covenant leader. Yep. Where we can do one part of the Abyss. I think it's the Chasm of the Abyss, or whatever it's called. Yeah, he'll open a portal to it. We have to go clear it out. Yeah, we'll find giants down here. The giant soul, the key to the Forgotten Doors. Lucatiel should be down here as well. At least 2 invaders. The Forlorn can invade down here as well, so we're going to be using our delicate ring to increase his chance of coming. Yep. And yep, the little tar hand monster things are down here. This, again, they're going to be our source of titanite chunks for a good while. Yep. So, oh yeah, lots of goodies. And the rotten, the old one is at the other end. Yep. Alright. Let's hit the bonfire. Yeah, a little heartbeat's part of the area, so. Let's go to Majula. I think I have enough to. Well, I need another 3,000 in order to buy the other bright bugs from Valencia. But we have a shard to turn in.
Is that a shard you found? Here, to see. However.
So that gives us 10 charges. I think we have enough for 1 level. Yeah, just 1. So we'll hold on to it. We'll buy stuff with it. I was going to buy, make sure to buy these before we take on the rotten.
Thanks.
Thank you kindly. Might as well. Let's just do it right now. Do it now so don't forget about it.
Thank you.
Kindly. Alright. Is there anything else we want to do? Nope. Alright. Alright. And with that, I'm going to call an episode. Yep. Yes, we did the gutter. Yep. Did the gutter. Oh, yeah. Just kind of worked our way through, dealing with the hollowed enemies, the giant dogs. Yep. And just kind of dodged, ducked, and dodged again. But no, it's just a slow, methodical clearing out of the gutter. Yep. Just make sure you have a bunch of, try to have as much time on the torch as you can, because you're going to need all of it. Because as we went through the gutter, we made sure to light all the sconces we come across. Yep. Because like things betwixt, if you light all the sconces in the gutter, a special NPC will show up. This time it was an actual invasion, so yeah. But it only happens if you light all the sconces in the gutter. So if you miss one, you're gonna have to scour the whole place to find it. Yeah, so we just kind of made our way through, found one of the forgotten doors. Yeah, can't open it yet. Don't have the key yet. The key is in the Black Gulch, but it's going to be a big fight to get it. I'll say that. What else was there? Just kind of made our way through, picked up items along the way. I think the Dark Pyromancy Flame, a Dark Fog. I think the Dark Fog was at the bottom. There was a Fragrant Branch of Yore, both in the gutter itself and at the very bottom, right before Black Gulch. Bunch of soul items. Trying to remember what other pickups we got. Encounter first tar monster thing, hand, whatever you want to call it. It did drop a chunk for us, so excellent. Found the chest containing the Ring of Soul Protection, just the better version of the Ring of Protection. And this one protects you from not just death, but petrification as well. But I don't quite remember if I don't think petrification does anything special, but I don't know. I haven't been petrified in a long time, so I don't quite remember what it does. Probably have to do it intentionally just to find out. But so we found the ring, got invaded by Melinda the Butcher. Not a bad fight. She probably could have dropped her weapon, which I think is the Great Axe, but I think we can get it somewhere else. So we got FG from her. Combed the gutter some more. Trying to think what else we've got. Also found a little room with a bunch of corrosive bugs, as well as the one-eyed Great Shield. Yeah, the Great Shield that has an HP absorb effect, which I think the design was part of a shield design contest from Soft-Held. I think that shield was one of the contestant winners. So there's actually a few of those shields in this game. I'll try to point them out as I come across them, if I recognize them, but yeah. So we got the shield. Made our way to the other bonfire in the area. Got knocked off the ledge by an explodey prisoner guy. Yep. Came back, took care of him, got our souls, lit some more sconces, found the I think they call it the corrosive ant queen. I think is what they call it. Yeah, the giant bow that spews the gases. It just sits there. Yeah. It's not worth killing, but if you do kill it, it's like 1,000 or 2,000 souls and poison moss. That's all you get. So it's not really worth killing, but we killed it anyway. It doesn't respawn. On our way back to the bonfire, we walked off a ledge. Yeah, watch your footing. I'll say that. Just watch your footing. So So we went back, got our souls. Then we went back to the first bonfire, and, well, instead of falling down the first time, we avoided the drop, continued on through that area, which led us to... Was that where we found the Mimic? No, the Mimic was by the Belinda the Butcher Invader. Yeah, the Mimic was in that little area. You had to sprint off the ledge in order to land to the room where it's at. We threw a Lloyd's Talisman at it just to ensure we get the items it's guarding, which it was guarding a lightning winged spear. So we have another one of those. It was also guarding a dark armor. Another piece of the Dark Wraith armor set from Dark Souls 1. Again, the Mimics have the pieces, so we have 2 more Mimics to grab before we get the full set. Old foreign legends describe them as poor souls who chase the lost art of life drain. So we have another piece. Just gotta find 2 more. Yep, so we grabbed the loot from the Mimic, killed the Mimic, made our way back to the bonfire, continued across the bridge. Instead of falling down, we went right, which led us to... I think that was the way we were going. No, that led us to Belinda the Butcher, the Mimic, and the Ring of Protection. There was another drop down a little bit past. I'm trying to remember exactly where it was, but I don't quite remember. But it was about a little past the little ring of the sconce ring, whatever you want to call it. It's like there's a hollow in the middle with like 6 or so sconces arranged in a circle around it. A little bit past that, there's another drop down we did for some more items. That led us to a ladder up where... Did it lead us to a ladder up? We eventually dropped down to where we found a Hades Knights and the arch and the chest containing the Oris armor set. Yeah. The actual visible one, not the transparent. Yeah. The transparent one we got from Mullen over there, the armorer. Yeah, once you upgrade a shop to max, you talk to him with no souls, he'll give you this little armor, this armor set, the transparent version. But the visible version is down in the gutter. There it is. Yeah, the legs are actually pretty cool. I like the leggings. There it is, the Oris armor set. I don't care for the little spiky things on the shoulders, but I do like the leggings. I'll say that. Yep, so we got the full visible set. And then we fought the Hades Knight, who had a spear, and Hades Knights are still terrible to fight. I don't like them. Yeah, they attack really fast. Their hitbox for their attacks just start up at like the moment they start their animations. It's a real mess. But we eventually did burst them down with our combustion. I think I see little faces in our knee pads. No, I'm just seeing things. Never mind, I'm just seeing things. Nope. Okay, so, as I was saying, we fought the Hayden Knight. He dropped the Hayden Knight iron mask. Really cool looking mask. Or helmet. So we might put that on eventually with an armor set. And we also dropped the Hades Lance. Lance? Great Lance? I think it's just Lance. Hold on, I'm curious now. Yeah, just the Hades Lance. Yeah. He dropped that as well, even though he's using a spear. I know, Dark Souls. But so from there we climbed a bit long ladder up to the top, lit some more sconces, Zip line across some more sconces. I think at that point we lit all the sconces that were up on the gutter proper. Yeah. So then we went back to the second bonfire, and then we kind of made our way down. Yep. Just kind of made our way down. Made sure we grabbed all the items on the way down. And in our attempt to grab all the items, I did attempt a jump, but I failed to jump and fell to our deaths. Yep. Gravity, yeah, what can I say? But yeah, we spawned at the bonfire. Just kind of made our way down. Made sure we gathered all the items, looted all the items. It's like 20 life gems, the dark fog down there. Yeah, 20 life gems is a lot. So we kind of like definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. That's like 20 life gems. That's what 6,000 souls worth in that one pile. So then we formulated a game plan to light the remaining sconces. Went back up, lit our torch, came back down, lit the remaining sconces, and the last one to light at the very bottom. And we prayed that we got all the sconces, and we did. Yeah, luckily we did. So the gutter denizen did invade, and then we made short work for her. Yeah, she's another spellcaster type, so just kind of dodge her great sword, great sword, whatever you want to kind of, I don't quite know what it's called, but her sweeping soul attack, I'll say that. Just dodge that, avoid projectiles, swing at her, and just slowly, surely, but take her out. So we defeated her, we got an effigy for an invasion, and then she's guaranteed to drop the witch set with the black veil, with the witch's veil. Yep. Yeah, the robes, the gloves, the boots are standard for the witch set, but the veil is the real prize for the gun from the denizen. Yeah, because the veil grants curse immunity. You can still hollow by dying normally. It's just that you're no longer affected by curse effects. So, cursed jars you can stand next to without getting cursed. I know Sandra at the end, she can summon the little orbs that cause curse, but with the veil we'll be immune to those. So definitely worth trying to get the sconces lit just to get that from her. So it'll come in handy in more places than you think. Yeah. So defeated her, pressed forward down to Black Gulch. Grab the fragrant branch of yore before crossing the boss fog, or not the boss fog, the fog gate, and then we made our way to the gutter. Lit the bonfire, came back here, turned in our Estus shard, bought the last of the bright bugs from Valencia because our next boss should be an old one, the Rotten. So, yep. So yeah, and that was it. That's all we did. Just did the whole gutter. And next episode will be Black Gulch. Yep, Black Gulch. We got tar monsters to kill for their chunks. We got Dark Diver Grandol to find, giants to kill, Lucatiel to talk to, and a Rotten to kill. Yep. And that'll be our third old one. Alright. Yeah, that's the plan. The gutter, not the gutter, the Black Gulch, But again, that is for another episode. And I thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next time.